What's up, guys? Max here with more Blood and Soul content, and today I'll be covering the Transmutation option that is not covered whatsoever in the game for I don't know what reason, but it is not. So you go into inventory like this, you click on the thing right down here, bam, bring up the Transmute window. Now I'll start from the top and work my way down. You can make elements here and gemstones. Now first things first, you get these elemental powders, the yellow ones I'll use for the weapon one, the weapon element. You get these from breaking down weapons. You get the gemstones, the red kind, from breaking down accessories. Now at 45, you should break down any weapon and accessory you do not use, unless you want to sell it to someone or on the marketplace or whatever, because you will need a lot of these later. Trust me on this. These are actually pretty hot commodity. Now, what do these do? So, as you can see here, I require 5 soul stones, 10 fusion powder, which fusion powder you get from breaking down soul shields, and it costs 50 copper. Once you make this gem, it will basically give your weapon experience, kind of like you use fodder weapons to give it experience and whatnot. The thing is with this one, once you use this one, it will cost maybe 5 copper or something when you actually use it on the weapon. Plus, you will gain a shit ton of experience compared to a normal weapon. So right now, when you upgrade a weapon, it would be, assume I would have a bar here, it wouldn't be too bad giving it weapons. But later down the road, once you get higher and higher level weapons, and accessories too, it's going to be very costly to use accessories or weapons as a fodder. And that's when these come in, the element for weapons and the gemstones for accessories. You want to use these instead, as it will be a lot cheaper, even with this cost included, and they will give a lot more experience. Okay? Next point here are the outfit pouch. It's a high quality one and a normal one. Now these are kind of a little bit weird. Okay, so let me explain to you why I think it's weird. So number one, in Korea right now, you can break down any costume that says you can break it down to get the cloth. So say for example this one right here, it says salvaging fabric and high quality fabric. If you try to break this down in the English client, it will not work. It will just always be grayed out. You cannot break it down. Now in Taiwan, you cannot break this one down. You can only break down the cash shop costumes, which is the case for us too. We can only break down the cash shop costumes in the English client, even though it says on the item here, for example, that we can break this one down. So I don't know if it's a bug that we cannot break these ones down, or if it's a bug that the text is there that we can break them down, if that makes any sense. But as it is right now, whether they will change it or not, I guess we'll see down the road. You can only break down cash up items, which means that these cloth are actually right now in the auction house dirt fucking cheap. In Taiwan, they're a lot more expensive because people there obviously, they've been playing the game for longer, they know the deal better, and here people are just kind of selling for dirt cheap. You will need a lot of these fabrics too later to upgrade, not upgrade, to make like guild costumes and stuff like that. You need hundreds of these fabrics to make really cool guild costumes and things like that for the guild or clan. So, but besides that, they're obviously used for this. So when you craft, when you get these items here and you craft this here, you get one random costume from this list there, or one random costume from the list here. That's pretty much how it works. It's pretty straightforward. Okay, so the gems here. Now these gems here are kind of confusing. So if you look at this one is blue quality. It gives you a blue quality, brilliant triangular gem, costs 3 copper. This one here gives you a green quality square gem, costs 5 copper. Why is the green quality gem more expensive than the blue one? In most games, it will go green to blue to whatever else beyond that point, right? In this case, with the gems, the more sides a gem have, the more stats it will have on it. So keep that in mind when you make this. In other words, this triangle gem has 3 sides. It is not as good as the square gem does 4 sides. So that's basically the general rule of thumb when you make these gems. One important note that I should probably talk about too is that when you make one of these gem boxes, say I make this one right here for example, real quick here. See, it failed. So it failed to transmute the square chest. When it fails, it will take your cost right here, in this case 5 copper. So when you fail these low-level chests to mid-level chests, it's not a big deal, as they're pretty cheap to make anyway. But later when you fail the high-level chest, you will lose soul stones. That's really bad. and that really hurts. So just keep that in mind. Well, also one trick you can do when you make a chest is to see what it turns into. So in this case, and don't forget, by the way, what I said about the sides of the gem. The more sides, the better the quality. So in this case, I'm using square gems to make a penta chest. Now a penta gem have 5 sides, a square gem have 4 sides. So what you can do is, I made 2 chests right here using the square gems. I'll open them up real quick, see what we get here. Okay. This one is actually pretty good. And that one is not good. So let's break this down. So what happens here? I break down a penta gem. I will, of course, bam, get a penta gem fragment. So I essentially used, going back here, I used 4 square gems to get a chest, which then gave me a bad gem, which then I salvaged into 1 penta fragment. Now you can do that with a lot of these. For example, you can use penta fragments here to make a hexa gem chest. And then if you get a bad hexa gem, you can salvage that into a hexa gem fragments, etc. Okay, so that's one way you can upgrade your gems to get the higher and higher gem fragments. Alright, so let's talk about the gems that I think you should get for PvE. First things first though, you can only have 1 color of a gem in your weapon at any given time. So for example, if I try to use my second red gem in my 4th slot here, it will not work. I can only have 1 red gem on this weapon. Okay, so this one right here, 300 additional damage is very nice. There's also one that is even higher tier, which is 360 additional damage. That is even better, obviously. I like this one a lot. Straight damage and attack, very straightforward. There's also this one right here that I have in my bags. 1 critical hit triggers an attack. This one will randomly just, you know, give you a free crit, basically. Might not sound that great, but it's really good as well. So you can experiment which one you like better. Simply right click, cost 25 copper, and just put in the other one if you want to try them out. The second one is a life drain one. Now there's 2, I guess, versions of this, as you can call it. One is simply a restore health on hit. That one is not as good as a life drain one, because the life drain one will deal damage at the same time. So in this case, if I hit the monster and this gem procs, it will deal 80 damage to the monster and I will gain 80 health. The other gem will only restore X amount of health to me, which is not as good because, again, you want to DPS. That's the name of the game in Blade and Soul. DPS, right? The third gem here is a shitty one. You don't want to bother with that one. I have this one on because I got nothing else, really. You want to get the diamond one here. Now, this gem is the king of gems. Attack power gem right here. This one for 28 attack power and one for 25 attack power. These ones are the best in the game and will be for a very long time. Also very expensive, of course. Now you want to watch out for this gem here though. See this one right here? Additional damage by 25. This is not the one you want. Do not confuse that with attack power 25, okay? So how you get these gems is you'll get a few of these gems when you kill like these mini bosses here and there in, you know, as you level up and just doing dungeons and whatnot. The most common way to farm these though at in-game or at 45, whatever you want to call that, is that when you kill a boss, an end boss in a dungeon, you complete the quest on the right side. In the quest window here, it will give you a little box. In that box, there might be a gem pouch. Okay, and in that gem pouch, there might be 1 pentagem or 2 pentagems and a couple other ones. That's kind of how you get that. Another way you can get them too, including that way I just showed you, is actually kind of sneaky, and a lot of people don't realize this, especially ranged people, because they get kind of screwed, sadly. So hopefully this will help you guys out, summoners and force masters, of course, and eventually warlocks. Is that, and I'll show you a little clip here. Now this clip will be really quick, so I'm going to have to pause it, but when you kill a boss, he will drop a chest on the ground, and whoever loots that chest first will get the contents beside the contents that are bound to the party. What I mean by this is he will get all the white items like the health potion. He will get the bun item, right, the food, and he will get the gem pouch because the gem pouch is not bound to the party. So anyone that loots it first will get the gem pouch. And in most cases, these bosses will drop this gem pouch probably 8 out of 10 times. They drop it a lot of times. You can easily farm this gem pouch by just being the first one to loot this chest. So keep that in mind. So if you play a Force Master or a Summoner, you don't want to sit back and just nuke when the boss is almost dead. You want to get your hands in there and you want to loot this motherfucking chest, right? Just grab it real quick take that gem pouch if possible. Unless, of course, you run it with buddies, then I'm sure you guys can split it up. But you run into a pug, you want to be a little bit greedy here, because else the assassin or the blade master would just take this like they normally do, and I'm sure they already have a bunch of gems. So just keep that in mind, because I do feel kind of bad for you range dudes who don't know about this. But anyway, I hope this guide helped you guys out, and I'll see you next time.